Hi, I'm Michaela Guzzi, and I'm doing a special for Insider Travel Report, and I'm really excited to have the general manager of the Corinthia Hotel in Lisbon. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, Michaela. It's a long story connecting to Corinthia, Lisbon, and I was in and out, let's say. I can say that I created an emotional connection with this property. I think you can see why. It's beautiful, and the renovation we did. I was here 2011, and it was more or less a year, and I left because my heart was broken. I had to left, but it wasn't like an international experience that I was eager to have. I didn't have the chance to at that moment. And then I went to a different reality, Africa, South Africa, and I stayed there for 6 years. It allowed me to grow as a person, as an individual, and also to look differently at the perspective of human resources. As you can imagine, that are easy, and it gave me a different reality, and it prepared myself better for the world and for this kind of ecosystem that we work in hotels, as you can imagine. But yes, it was great to come back. I returned in 2019, and this hotel was already growing and changing the reality to a different world. When I left, I felt that change was about to come, and I was sorry not being part of it, but we just arrived at the perfect moment because we were concluding the renovation of the hotel, of the rooms.
When did the renovation finish?
Let's say, to be honest, this year.
Okay.
Finishing the last suite. I will reveal up ahead is not the last one, but let's say we are seated here together on the Fado suite. And in May we concluded, and now we almost have our full inventory of suites, 119, but I have to tell you a secret, it's 117, because 2 of them are not yet in our plans to go up ahead and do it. It's going to be the Pioneer Suite. And we're creating a world inside of another world, that's the idea. Having all of these suites, a nice inventory of part of all the rooms we have. But there's a story behind. I think you've already seen a little bit of it and get connected to it. And so Portuguese discoveries where we are facing the world. So we were in top of the world, and now we were a small country, but we need to show our story. That's why everybody's coming to visiting us, discovering us. What is the reality? And so we start over with a suite called Monsanto because, of course, the views and shows the park of Monsanto. It's the lungs of the city, to be honest. And then we move to Lisbon suite, and then the story starts to come in. It's a lot about the Roman aqueduct and what the city is itself. There's a lot of detail in that suite, and everybody that shows the suite to a guest, it's easy to interact with that guest and explaining what is getting to stay in that suite and what are the difference from the reality of the other suites. And then we can move up ahead, have my favorite one. It's the Maritime, because I love the brighter colors and the bluish that's connected to the ocean and the Portuguese discoveries and all the details you have related to the maritime discoveries, the boat, the sails, the vessels, the rope. So many details there that talks about our discoveries and how we went.
Hey, I mean, you had like Vasco da Gama, like one of the most famous explorers, and so many others, right?
Yes, indeed. And if you visit the city on Belém area, you see the pattern, the discoveries. You see all of them are represented there. And from there, the caravelas, the vessels departure for the discoveries. And look, in land, who stayed? The wives, the women. And then they start creating, as we know now, Fado, the very traditional heritage song that we have.
I think you have a little guitar, right?
Yes, right over where it's side. It's a 12-string guitar. It's very difficult. I don't play guitar, but everybody says it's very difficult with 12 strings. And we are just tapping our feet on the carpet that has the crown of the guitar representing. So it's quite nice that we went in all of those details, even on this suite. And Amalia Rodrigues here is a diva Fado next to us. She represents the Fado to Portuguese. It's very important. So all this suite, the color changed completely. And you were mentioning offline that you love these colors and all that. It's reddish, passion, heart. It is love. It's basically that, because in reality, Fado means destiny, for example. There's no translation to the word itself, saudade. This is one of the strongest words that we have in Fado. And all of this suite tries to represent this. And the last one, called Pioneers, because we were pioneers in discovering the world. So that's a story that we can tell to all of our guests. And then, of course, it's not just that. You have the outlets, the F&B, food and beverage that works as an anchor. And we create that development in the hotel, adding more lifestyle to this grand boutique. The grand boutique.
Now, I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for asking this, but someone told me that a very famous musician, when they heard the story of the Fado suite, wanted to stay here. I don't know if you can share any information. Well, who that was.
Oh, it's not wise to share.
Okay, fine.
But let me tell you,
very famous.
It worked super well, the concept of the suite, because when also we create this concept, we knew exactly that, of course, it was not the main idea, was to keep the focus on the story behind all the suites, has a connectivity, but we knew exactly that it makes sense to a special market like entertainment market. They work super well with us in London, with our property, and here as well. Because to an artist or performer, staying on this suite, knowing who Amale was and what was the heritage behind, they'll feel connected. They want to stay on these suites. It works. And if we are talking about the same person, that person even extended the stay. And it just shows us that if we appreciate being on this suite, and it makes all the connection possible, and also the possibility of knowing a little bit further about what is Fado to them makes sense, and staying here with us. So I think it was a perfect match.
Well, it's a beautiful 3-bedroom suite. Next time I come, I'm staying in it. I'm inviting.
You are invited to stay here and fully experience what is the Fado. And we are launching. I'm not sure if I can reveal, but since we are talking together, we are launching an idea on this suite when we're selling it to have the person staying with us have access to a special meal, special dinner with a Fado performance. Here,
sure.
Personalized, so gives the full idea of what this suite can represent and gives a different, let's say, moment for the guest having to stay with us.
Well, let's talk, which restaurants do you have here? Because you have a very diverse offering for F&B.
Of course, 3 restaurants, all Portuguese brands created by us. Let's say Portuguese brand because are created by us. But one of them is totally Portuguese contemporary. It was the first one called Erva. And the other one is Soul Garden. Erva, let's look at Erva specifically. It's Portuguese cuisine, contemporary. It's where I always see, when I come in with the smells and the look and feel, what I see my grandmother cooking. It's getting to that stage that you remember the smells when you were young, and you get there, and you get all of this comfort food that is based on our traditions. As an foreigner, you're coming to an international country, you should try it because you're getting involved and the connecting us.
A sense of place.
Exactly. And then moving to Soul Garden, that's a different story. It's vibrant, it's fun, it's Asian, Latin American, cocktails are linked to this. It's a lot of fun. It was basically outside area. It works in summer, let's say. But now we did the project like bringing Soul Garden in. So we have 360 days of the year open now, and it works so well with the local market, even Erva. We have quite good percentage, 50% of our it's local market. It's important to us. And as a guest, you go in a restaurant, you perfectly identify if it has locals there or not. And so it's very...
It does have a very nice dynamic. And what I was going to add to that was on Friday night, I came in on the later side and I just heard this music and I'm like, huh. And so I followed the music and it was into Soul Garden. And I was like, oh, this place is packed. And it was very noticeable to me that it was both local market and travelers. And it just made for a really fun and vibrant night. And even last night, Sunday night, I walked in and your Portuguese restaurant was hopping. And I sat and had a glass of wine and talked to some people that were staying at the hotel. And it was really nice.
We have both of them have concepts of a bar and restaurant as well, working together. So everybody's, you just nail it because to us, and I'm going to use not a perfect word, but it's like a trap. Indeed, you're passing to your elevator, going to your room on that lobby, that pumping heart, and you're thinking, I need to come down for a nightcap for sure. And then you come down, you have Erva, Soul, and then you have the third one, Only Vine. So it's a different concept, a voyage to the Mediterranean. It's a different restaurant. It takes you on a journey as well. And this one has a special garden outside, as Soul Garden, but this one has olive trees. It takes you really on that journey. You close your eyes, you're at no way. I'm not in Lisbon. I'm not in the city center as we are. If I can an oasis or something. And that's the idea, because we have 4,000 square meters of gardens, and the guests don't have the need. Of course, I want them to go out. I want them to come for the destination. I want them to come from the city. But they have no ways and needs really to leave the hotel, because they have 3 restaurants, 3 bars, a wonderful spa.
So I was going to say, we have to talk about your spa.
Second level, full entire space of the hotel, 16 treatment rooms, very dedicated to local market as well. And we had just launched new services. We have physiotherapy with high performers, for example. We have medical treatments, of course. And then we just launched recently infrared sauna in the infrared Prisma pad. It's working wonders, making wonders on the market, because something that you don't find in the other spas is basically on clinic treatments.
Yeah. And you also have your water therapy.
Yes, I just forgot. I was about to forget. Apologies. Because it works so well, and you don't find it anywhere else. It gives you, first takes you to a different place or finish in a different place. But also the spa created a day retreat for local market. It works super well. You can spend a day with us. It's not just the spa itself. You enjoy the full hotel, and you're not staying with us. You're coming for a breakfast on Sky Lounge. We didn't talk about it yet. 24th level, 360 degrees view over the city, and you have the breakfast there, and you can choose, or having a lunch in Soul Garden, let's say a healthy lunch, and then or ahead of it, you choose more Portuguese restaurant and recipes, and then you go for your spa in the water circuit, or you change. You decide the program with us, and you spend the day with us. It's working super well, and lead us to win again the Global Spa Awards of the year. We are the best spa.
Congratulations.
It's great. The teams are super thrilled. Everybody's super thrilled, because once a year, 50 year, we're doing it again. So that's why the spas are getting stronger. And looking at the lobby, we just launched as well a chocolatier with the port, because all we think is having
Portuguese love sweets.
And not just Portuguese. That's the heritage that we have from the old days. But the chocolate combines super well in the lobby, because it can be a souvenir, it can be something that you take home, or you can have it with us. And we did a symbiosis with the gentleman, Daniel. So glad we got him in the right stage, because
now he's taking a
star. And we have the chocolates in the minibar, the chocolates in turn that were made by him. So it's completely different. It's having a local, regional product that we can present to our guests makes an impact and a difference. Like you find, for example, in minibars, you can find our own gin brand from our outlets. You have Soul Garden gin, Herva gin in the minibars of the rooms. Because something we always try to create something that you feel that is, you can only find it here with us. Then you take it home with you and you think about it. It works super well as well.
Will you also bring in other touches? Like when I checked in, what is that pastry?
Oh, the pastel de nata.
Love those. And port wine, another like taste of Portugal.
You have to do it together. You have to do it together. It's a perfect combination. And you thank God you mentioned that, because Daniel did a chocolate little piece of this size that has the custard, has the port wine, all combined in one little chocolate.
That might be like good, because then I can have less calories.
and it's pastéis de Belém are the original ones, and that you find in the 18th century, that house near the St. John's Monastery. Here we do replicates, of course, but they are great as well. It's a little bit of Portugal you can take home as well.
You have a special concierge that checks in some of the more VIP guests of yours. And they also have like a little kind of welcome amenity, which really gave a nice sense of place coming to Lisbon. Can you talk a little bit about it?
Of course. We can do the check-in, and we can do it in the lobby, a special area dedicated for the suites, but we can do it in the room itself. It depends if you have information about the arrival time, and we prefer to take the guest to Sky Lounge to do the check-in there with those views, or you go to your room and we can do the check-in there directly. But makes a difference for sure. The guest feels special, it's a place, that those amenities, and you arrive, you say, look, it starts from the point of, starts when the airport. We have the pickup at the airport. We can pick you up even coming out of the plane if it's possible, and we take care of all that process. You're coming with us to stay on the suite.
Perfect. You also have a house car that takes you from the hotel and into town, and that runs every hour?
It was a nice addition that we create to us. sense of location, it's 10 minutes here from the city center. Let's say not the city center, Polish on that downtown area, or airport in 15 minutes.
But they are very close.
Very close, but still, people think they want to be close as possible. That's why we added the shuttle. So the shuttle takes you to downtown area, brings you back, and we rotate an hour, or in summer period it was half an hour.
Okay.
Because it's more demand from that period to visit.
And is it between 9 and 5 or
9 to 6 p.m.
9 to
And then on summer we can extend a little bit more for 8 to 7, for example. Depends.
Now, also Lisbon, though, we're in the fall and the weather is 77 degrees Fahrenheit. That's sunny and beautiful. So can you talk a little bit about the seasonality of traveling in Portugal?
To be honest, nowadays there's no seasonality to us. So it's great because you have demand throughout the year. To be really specific, let's say we have first 15 days of December is a bit slow, and the first 15 days in January. When I say slow, I'm talking about 50% occupancy. So it just shows that we don't have the seasonality. And why is that? What you just mentioned. The weather works beautifully well for us. You can see 20 Celsius here at the moment and sunny. And even that's why also Soul Garden and Olive works so well, because you can use the terraces any moment. Sun shines, we open outside, we move outside, guests enjoy, you have, say, the gardens. And the visit itself, the city itself, it's wonders. So the temperature like this. Of course, we have June, July, August, but temperatures are quite high. And to us, it's fine, but people are not used to this. The ones who are not used to this, I would advise coming May, September, October, as you are in October. And
it's very easy to get around. And your airline actually flies everywhere.
Yes, indeed. There are a lot of straight flights to US and other markets as well. But look, it's one of the cities, this for me are suspicious because I'm local, but 30 kilometers through a small radius, you have landscape changing, you have mountain, you have ocean, you have beach areas, all of it all together. So when you're coming for, let's say, a 4 or 5 night stay, in which you're going to return, it's impossible to see everything. There's a lot of things that you can discover. There's what you mentioned, the tourist circuits, but there's a lot more to see. That's why everybody's moving to our beautiful country, because in reality, weather and other places in the country are marvelous and beautiful.
Your guest relations manager, Antonio, took me out and about this weekend, and he showed me, it was so cute. He's so knowledgeable, showed me like the main squares and the things that a traveler would expect to see, especially on the first time. But what was so nice was even in those touristy squares sat a ton of locals that were also there and enjoying and playing music and hanging out. And it was such a wonderful mishmash. And then he took me to little places that have been open since 1829 that his grandma used to take him to.
That's the truth. Yes.
And it was just so special.
You should visit there. It's important that you feel special going to those places. There's history behind it. Can tell you a story as well.
Well, I love this. Obrigada, as you say in Portuguese. I am Michaela Guzzi, reporting for Insider Travel Report right here in Lisbon, Portugal.
Thank you.